Welcome back, everybody, to Two Deans and No Waiting. My name is Dean.
And my name is Dean.
Welcome back. Dean, as
Thank
you
you.
can see, is back from his vacation. How was it?
Oh, it was fantastic. Love
All
the
right.
German people, love the Austrian people.
You had a great time. I'm
I
glad.
had a fantastic time at gay camp.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I actually thought it was the Betty Ford Clinic. Are
Yeah,
you-
right.
Okay.
I haven't needed that in years.
Nevertheless, well, we got a whole bunch to talk about. So much going on. So, 2 weeks you've been gone, and World War III has just entered another front. We're now in South Asia with, some old habits are hard to die.
Well,
Of course, it's an old conflict that's been around since 1947.
yeah. And here's what I really don't.
India and Pakistan, for people don't know what we're talking
India
about.
and Pakistan. For me, it's more of a civil war. I mean, these people are the same.
Well, I mean, okay,
You know
you
what
could
I
say
mean?
the same thing about Ukraine, too. It's the same thing. Those people are the same also.
Yeah.
Russia and Ukraine.
I agree.
mean, the birthplace of Russia is in Ukraine.
Absolutely.
But to elaborate on India and Pakistan, I'll tell you what, this one scares me. And now that there's a 30-day ceasefire in Ukraine, they just signed a one.
Good.
And how ironic. Like I said before, and we talked, I said on this show, that there is a rogue element that wants a big war. As soon as they sign this agreement and this war breaks out, there's a lot of things fishy about this war, which has been going on since 1947. There's 1,000 people dead already. There's also, they're getting ready to attack military bases. There is no...
Mostly civilians, by the way.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It took a while for Ukraine to Russia to reach that level. This is like, I'm talking overnight.
Well,
And there's no...
I don't know about overnight.
No. This is something
there's been
that...
tensions.
Yeah, there's been tensions, but I mean, you're talking 1,000 people dead already?
You know what?
And there's no de-escalation. There is no countries coming out saying, please, de-escalate, which scares me. Which tells me this war could have legs.
Why do they hate each other?
Well, okay, why do they hate each other? And a lot of this has to do with going back to 1947 and when England... I did touched upon this when you were gone. Me and Kaz talked about it and how war was imminent, and it's here. It goes back to the
Partition?
Partition of 1947, which is something that England created. And at one time, India was one country.
Right. India and Pakistan.
Yeah. India and Pakistan was one country. And the partition of 1947 created the animosity, which divided the two. And they're fighting over Kashmir. Half of it has to do with territory. The other half is religion. It's Hindu and Muslim. But
Right.
I guess wherever England goes, they do kind of leave a shit trail. I mean, look what's going on in the Middle East.
Yeah.
That is also the blood money of England, the Rothschild money.
Iran?
Honestly,
with Mogadishu and the BP.
of course. Those names, Iran, Pakistan, Iraq, were all created by England.
Yep.
Because Iran was Persia.
Yeah. Mesopotamia.
Iraq was Mesopotamia, and Pakistan was India.
Right.
Like I told Kaz, this is the fall of the British Empire.
Oh, yeah.
But how ironic that all this stuff happening all of a sudden, you finally get peace, it seems like, at least for 30 days in Ukraine and Russia, then this war breaks out.
Yeah, but then you still have Netanyahu going crazy everywhere. As a matter of fact, they just told him to back off on Yemen.
And
they were bombing Yemen.
I did want to get into Netanyahu and the relationship between Trump, and there is a rift there.
Absolutely.
And we talked about it here months ago. There is a rift between Trump and Axios. Even I read an article before I came here.
Okay.
How Netanyahu, this scares me, and I feel there's a false flag warning. I think he's losing political clout in his own country.
Well, he should.
The only thing he has left is AIPAC, the neocons, and the propaganda machine we call the lamestream media. That's the only thing he has left. If he starts losing that, he's in trouble, and that scares me because he wants a war with Iran, and Trump does want some kind of dialogue.
He wants a war with the whole Middle East.
There's a reason why, because he's going to go to jail if this all stops.
Oh, absolutely. The Middle East wants to erase Israel from the map, and Israel wants to erase the Middle East from the map.
I think it's more like Netanyahu wants to erase
Yeah.
the Arabs from the map.
Okay.
Especially the Palestinians, who are the real Semitic people, by the way.
So what do you think? Do you think that Trump got mad at him for bombing the Houthis? Hey, I'm bombing them. Get out of here.
I think
these are my toys.
Look. No, this has to do with. Remember that application called Signal? We talked about that.
Yeah.
You know that the Israeli. You know that the Israeli government's been spying on the Trump administration through that app. You know that?
Well, anybody can.
Well, that's what I was. Okay, well, hold on.
Why are they still using it?
So I don't know if they're still using it now. I think they're using something else. I think Yahoo. It's a brand new thing.
Yahoo?
Yeah, there you go. The Netanyahu app. We need the Netanyahu app. Use it. It's good, comrade. It's good because they're really not even from the Middle East. They're from Poland and they're from Russia.
I mean, all of this scares me because I'm against war.
I know, but
stop the killing. You're killing your own people, even the Pakistanis and the Indians. Like in the past, I want to say about 5 or 6 years ago, they were kind of. I remember an Indian plane going down in Pakistani territory. They went and got the Pakistanis went and got the Indian pilot who survived, and they.
How many years ago was this?
I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay,
I don't know.
because this is much bigger than
well,
that.
I understand that,
There's
but
10 planes
there
that been
was
shot down.
there was this cohesiveness before though. This plane got shot down. They shot it down. They admitted they shot it down, but they went and got the pilot, helped him, but gave him medical help, and then took him back to India. So I mean, this now is getting so heated, where they're killing civilians. I don't like this at all.
Like I said,
this is bad.
There's nobody stepping up saying, "Hey, we need to de-escalate."
Except
this.
for us.
No,
Me and you. That's it.
Like I said, there's nobody stepping up to saying anything about this, and it scares me. And these two countries do have nuclear weapons, and how ironic we have a war on a whole other front as one seems to be simmering down, and this one's right on China's border. And my question is, do you think China's got something to do with this now? And how ironic that J.D. Vance was in India when I think some of this started. And
was that when he went to get his wife?
Is his wife Indian?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mm-hmm. You're trying to joke, and I'm trying to be serious here. When you go back on vacation?
November.
I think I better call Kaz. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
No, but like as I was saying, it's scary because
he went. What did he go to India for?
He went like last week. Well, America cut a deal with, and this is very interesting. India is a part of the BRICS nations. I've heard now that the BRICS are Brazil, India, China, Russia, and South America. Oh, I'm sorry, South Africa.
Okay.
And I heard now that India might even leave the BRICS nations. This is very interesting. I think this has something to do with China, too. China's concerned because India is going to be the new China. They're going to manufacture more things now. We're going to buy more things,
We're going to have
goods
to.
with India as opposed to China. Even before, I know what you're going to get to, you want to go to the tariffs. This was kind of, even before the tariffs, this was kind of leaning more towards that way. Nevertheless, this is right on China's border, too. This is serious shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
These two countries have nukes. China has nukes, and nobody is talking about de-escalation.
Right, except for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I
Nobody's
said,
talking about de-escalating it, but us.
that's what I'm saying. Nobody's talking about de-escalation.
As far as India goes, as far as their manufacturing power goes, I mean, are they going to be able to do what China does? I don't know about that.
It looks like that's what the powers that be want right now. But how ironic, that Netanyahu and Israel, Israel and India are very chummy. And he also had I think Netanyahu went to India not too long ago. Mm-hmm. Who knows if there's something going on there between the two? Now that there's a rift between Netanyahu and Trump, I don't trust a former Mossad agent.
No, I don't trust him at all.
And I worry that there's going to be another USS Liberty, maybe in the Mediterranean, maybe in the Persian Gulf, This is something that a false flag. False flag warning! False flag warning! False flag warning! I gotta say it like that, maybe to get your attention.
I don't know.
Okay, I got a bad feeling that something is going to happen, just so he can blame Iran to go to war with. Because I don't think Trump wants a major war with Iran. Well, I know Netanyahu does.
Well, here's the thing. Even if Netanyahu does want a war with him, he would just go ahead and bomb him. His problem is with Trump is that we fund him. We fund Israel. We give them weapons.
Of course.
And if he just goes and does that, he goes rogue like that, well, you see what happened right now. He's getting a slap on the wrist for attacking the Houthis. He said, nope. Trump said, stop it. We'll take care of this. These are my toys.
I think,
seriously.
Look.
That's what I think.
Well,
that's just my opinion.
Well, you take your opinion and shove it up your ass, buddy. I don't care. Okay,
I'm just saying. I mean, it does look like that.
I get it, but Netanyahu has a bad track record. Everybody talks about Putin. Let's talk about Netanyahu. How long has he been prime minister of Israel?
Too long.
Okay, all right. He's kind of a quasi-dictator.
And this is his
but he can get away with it.
6th or 7th time?
Because he's an ally. No, you're not an ally. Israel spies on America more than any other country. And they're doing it through signal.
I don't know why they're spying on other countries.
They're spying because they don't trust, because there's so many things going on. The Zionist movement. Let's talk more about the Zionist movement. Hey, all that stuff going on, huh? All these endless wars, all these people in power. What that video you sent me about Zionism?
Well, hold on.
Was that you that sent me the head of the CDC is a Jew? The head of the Board of Education is a Jew. They're all connected. They all got dual citizenship.
Wait a minute.
They're all connected to Israel. And so is Mike Waltz, who was actually annexed. They got rid of him. They fired him.
Mike Waltz. They're making him an ambassador.
Well, I thought
to the UN. It's ridiculous.
I'm talking about the Mike Waltz that was a part of Signalgate.
Yeah, me too.
They got rid of him because heis connected to Israel.
They're making him the ambassador to the UN.
Oh, they're making an ambassador to the UN.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't trust him.
I don't trust him either.
He's connected to Netanyahu. There's a lot of moles in Trump's administration.
Listen, there's no moles.
What do you mean there's no moles?
There's no moles.
He was one of them.
No, there's not.
What do you mean, no, there's not?
Not a mole.
He's not a mole? He's not working for Netanyahu?
I didn't say that.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying.
That's not a mole.
A
mole is somebody you don't know.
Well, do they really know him?
They know him.
Do they?
They know what he's doing.
They?
Listen.
Okay,
Trump,
all right.
Listen to me. Trump got elected.
You.
He got elected on the back of white Christian nationalist evangelicals.
You think they're the ones that got all the money?
No. I didn't say anything about money. I'm just telling you how he got elected.
No,
that's a bulk of his.
Listen. He got elected. Okay. He got elected.
I guess I don't get to finish.
Hold on. No, you don't, because you're kind of not making whatever.
Did he not?
He got elected. Yeah, he got elected by Christians only.
No. I said the bulk.
Okay, yeah, the bulk.
Okay.
You don't think AIPAC had a lot to do with his election?
AIPAC and the evangelicals are in bed with each other.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, we know that.
I'm trying to
tell me something.
Let me tell you something here now. Okay.
Tell me something I don't know.
So these white evangelicals, they're all Zionists.
Okay.
Everyone.
Why are we talking about color? Why? Just they're evangelicals.
Oh, I'm sorry. The evangelical. Well, most of them are white. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay. But you're right. Yeah, there are some other people of color that are evangelicals. But these are the Christian nationalists, and they are all Zionists.
Of course they are.
And they have people like Mike Waltz and others. What's that girl's name? Paula White. She's she's got her own office now, and she is a pastor.
They're all connected to
I'm trying
Israel.
to tell you, yes, absolutely.
Okay, but
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, but the lot of
and you're wondering why this is happening.
Hold on. What do you mean I'm wondering why this is happening? I know what Zionism is. I can give a school on it.
They want the second coming of Christ, and they think that they can do this with Trump and these people they have in place.
Okay, this is the thing. Netanyahu doesn't want the second coming of Christ.
Of course not.
Okay, and those Zionists don't even believe in Jesus.
Yeah, I know that.
And a lot of them don't even believe in God.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And if we're going to talk about Israel, and it's not even a real country, because it isn't real, because in order to be a real country, you have to be able to survive on your own. Israel is a colony of the United States.
Well,
the only reason why they survive is because of our tax dollars. let's get technical here. And when you talk about, and I know it's not you, but it's the most people that you're talking about are the evangelical Christians
Yep.
that think that they have a God-given right to be there.
Right.
The true
Semites are the
Semites are the Palestinians and
yes.
the Arabs.
Okay, yeah.
we know that.
We know that.
But
No,
but
that's
you're
not-
talking about that group of people,
What I'm talking about.
the evangelicals, but
Yes.
they're not the only ones.
No, they're not. But what I'm trying to tell you though is right now they have Trump by the short hairs. I'm serious.
I don't know if they do.
I do.
I really don't. I'll tell you why. Because those evangelical Christians that you are talking about love Netanyahu.
Yeah.
Trump doesn't.
Well, no.
There is a rift between Trump and Netanyahu.
Yes, I agree. However,
which scares me.
However, they don't really care if it's Netanyahu or whoever else comes to power.
But Dean,
I'm just trying to tell you.
I'm just telling you.
They want
if
what
they
they want.
If they blow up a battleship in the Middle East,
Right.
or in the Mediterranean, do not blame Iran. That's all I'm saying.
Do not blame Iran.
Do
if
not
Iran
blame
does
Iran.
it, I will.
See,
But
there you go. You're not listening.
you're not listening.
No, you're not listening either.
If Iran does it, it's their fault.
Okay. All of a sudden, if something blows up in the Middle East, it's going to benefit who? Is it going to blame you? Is it going to benefit Iran, or is it going to benefit Netanyahu? Who's it going to benefit?
It'll benefit Netanyahu.
Okay, thank
Even
you
if
very
they do
much.
it themselves.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, you're not
Things
being
are going.
clear.
No, I am being clear. Things are going bad for Netanyahu.
Yes.
Okay, they're going very bad.
Yep.
He's losing political clout all over. That's what I said from the beginning.
He's been losing
Hold
it
on.
for.
Okay, but you're not listening to me
His
now.
approval rating is even lower than Trump's.
Okay, but this is what I'm telling you. He's losing political clout. He's an ex-Mossad agent. He still has connections. He has moles here, and I know what a mole is.
yeah,
Hold
mole
on.
here,
Okay,
yeah.
he has insiders here.
Yep.
Okay, working for him. He's got half of the government has dual citizenship. Did you send me that video, Tony? Of I wish we can show and play our listeners.
We're not that advanced.
I know that. Maybe we need Israeli intelligence. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, this is what scares me. Just like the USS Liberty. If you know what
absolutely.
the
Yes.
USS Liberty was,
This is very scary.
They blew it up out of the water to go to war with the Middle East at the time, which Egypt, Syria,
Yeah.
Jordan, I don't know
the
many
Maine,
other
the
countries.
Lusitania. You can name a whole bunch of different.
Well,
ones
I'm just
blown
saying
up
that in
to cause
particular
a
one.
war.
I
agree.
have a bad feeling something like that's going to happen, and
Probably.
it's going to benefit him.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. But I'm just trying to tell you, Mike Waltz is not a. Is it Mike Waltz?
Mike Waltz
Is that his
isn't-
name?
That's his name. Mike
Who
Waltz.
was the governor?
No, I'm not talking
Tim
about the.
Waltz,
I'm
that's
not.
what it
That's
is.
Tim. You're talking about Tim Waltz.
I'm not talking about him at all.
Okay, all
I
right,
get him
okay,
confused.
all right, Mike Waltz was the guy with Signalgate.
Right.
Okay, he's the one I'm saying is connected as dual citizenship. He's connected
Right.
to Israel.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I
and that's
agree.
not a good thing.
No,
and from what I heard,
it's
they got rid of him. They axed him.
And apparently he's incompetent.
Well,
And now they're making him UN ambassador.
I don't know if he's incompetent or he's just connect. He's pro-war.
Both. He's both.
He's pro-war,
I mean-
and I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I don't like anything that's pro-war. You know that.
Of course not. But
I hate it.
look where we're at now. Now we're talking about India, another war on another front. This one should scare you.
And all of them scare me.
Well, this one especially.
Well, now Netanyahu wants to occupy Gaza.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I did hear that.
it
Are
was-
you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. But what I'm saying is, it's him and Trump were the ones that wanted to build all the resorts out of that. I mean, this is crazy to me. All this is nuts.
I know it's nuts,
And they don't care about people.
no, of course they don't. And this is something else that concerns me.
Okay.
Okay, Congress wants to pass a law to criminalize people who criticize Israel. What do you think of that?
I think it's bullshit.
I know you do.
I think it's a huge pile of it.
Anybody out there?
I mean,
listen,
this is ridiculous.
Listen, I challenge anybody out there.
It's called freedom of speech, Dean.
Okay, I'm talking to the
Yeah,
people out there
Go ahead.
who might be listening.
All three of them.
Who are, maybe 2.5 after this show. I don't know, but we do get a lot of views. A lot of people, they just
That's good.
watch, which I like. But I want to challenge anybody to come on our show or send me an email if you're so pro-Israel and you think they have a God-given right to be there to kill innocent people.
Yeah, that's insane.
And now that if you're so pro-Israel, this law that they're trying to pass here, garbage.
Yeah, we are founded on freedom of speech, freedom of the press. This is ridiculous.
There is no freedom of speech here, no freedom of
there
press.
is none. No, you're right, because Trump, he got rid of the AP out of coming into the White House. I mean, that's ridiculous. They'd said something he didn't like, so he says, "Well, you guys are out of here then."
You're talking
You
about
took
the
away
AP.
their credentials, their press credentials.
I'm more concerned. Well, if the AP actually, wrote real news instead of
It doesn't
propaganda.
listen. Okay,
Well, and you know what? And
you
that's
have your
fine.
opinion on that,
Yeah,
but they still have a right to.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm more
Freedom of press.
I'm more concerned about this. Screw AP. I'll tell you why. Because you and I, what are we doing? We're criticizing.
Yeah.
Are we criticizing Israel?
Yep.
You're going right to jail.
Nope.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm an American.
That's
America.
I'm a goddamn American. Doesn't mean anything
Not
because I
only
don't
that-
even know how to spell it.
Not only am I American, I'm an American veteran.
There you go.
Trump doesn't have the balls to join because I had bone spurs. Thank you, Mr. Bone Spurs. You're ridiculous.
You're still bitching about Trump,
He's a
but you're
piece of
not
shit.
bitching about Congress.
Oh no,
who-
I'm bitching about Congress
who
too.
wants to pass this law?
Wait a minute.
Saying that if we criticize
Is it Congress
Israel,
though? Is it all of Congress? I don't think so.
you know what? It
I
hasn't
think
been passed yet, but I just want to bring awareness to people that if you're pro-Israel, I would totally think twice.
Listen.
Totally think twice about being pro-Israel because they don't care about the Constitution.
I don't
They
think-
don't care about America.
This
They
ain't
only
gonna
care
pass.
about Zionism
This
first.
won't pass.
Well, I hope not.
It won't.
That's what they said about the Patriot Act.
That shouldn't have passed either.
Yeah, exactly.
agree.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
So you want to move on? You want to talk about something else? What do you want to talk about? We can talk about the Middle East the whole time.
Let's
Hey,
talk about. Yeah, I know we could do a whole show on
we
the
could.
Middle East.
Well, I mean, like I said, India and Pakistan, man, they're blowing each other up right now. That war could
That's horrible.
that war could spread like wildfire, and that's how world wars start, right? Two countries start launching nukes, and next thing you know, another country starts doing it.
Well, you start launching one nuke
And-
can destroy quite a bit. That's
Right.
number one, and then the fallout from that nuke.
Depending on if it's got radiation or some, I don't know if all of them
well,
have radiation.
let's just look at Japan, because we did that
yeah.
twice,
Right.
and
Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
that killed people for decades.
Yeah, and
that was-
they didn't have to do that either.
No, they didn't. But my point is that was decades ago, and now we have bombs that are hundreds of times, thousands of times stronger. So
course.
the fallout will be even worse. It will spread farther. It's not good that anybody has nukes. To be honest with you, I don't want anyone.
Of course not.
We should get rid of them. What are we going to use them for? To destroy the world? I don't understand.
Well, look, we're the only country that's used them. We're scared of other countries to use them. That's kind of
I
an
know.
oxymoron.
Oh, it's
there.
stupid.
And
Things are crazy.
And like I said, when you have crazy people like Netanyahu who want to start a war with Iran,
Right.
yeah, he's somebody that would possibly use them.
Well, yeah, you gotta get a crazy person. Let's move on. Like you said, okay. Trump has his own coins, his butt coins.
Okay.
He's got his own. What's it called? Not
Meme coins.
Meme coins. And he's supposed to go to Saudi Arabia.
He already did. I think that he was doing a.
I thought that was upcoming.
Well, I know he was in the Middle East recently.
They
I
want
thought it was
to,
Saudi Arabia. Maybe for something else.
I don't know. Oh, anyways.
Maybe he needed a new golden toilet. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. Anyways, he's supposed to. Now they're saying that he's going to let Saudi Arabia not have any relations with Israel. That was a contingency on them getting nuclear power.
Who, the Saudis?
Yeah.
For all we know, they already are nuclear.
What it
power.
was, well, I'm just saying in order for us to help them with that, they were supposed to normalize relations with Israel. That's always been the clause in that. And now Trump says, no, you don't have to do that no more. That's how mad he is at Netanyahu, I think.
Well,
I mean, that's just,
that tells you how bad Netanyahu is.
So he's supposed to go over there and do that, or has already done that, and then he's going to go to Abu Dhabi for a $2 billion investment in Binance.
Oh, Binance is a coin, a stable coin. You can't buy Binance in North America. That's only in Europe, I
Right.
think. And,
Okay. Well, it's over there.
Yeah, and maybe in the Middle East, but I know you can't buy Binance here.
Oh, right.
It's a stable coin.
Anyways, the firm here is basically largely owned by a Trump family corporation. This is his own meme coin. And has erased centuries-old presidential norms because he owns it and he's not getting rid of it and he's still conducting business with it. What do you feel? How do you feel about that? I mean, they're not supposed to be doing this.
I
kind
know
of shit.
presidents aren't supposed to be doing commercials either.
Right.
And yeah, that kind of right. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because no other president, Reagan, Carter, Clinton, Bush, King Bush, Prince Bush.
They got rid of all that stuff.
But even though they did some underhand things too,
Some?
of course. I'm trying to be politically correct. I said some, right? A whole bunch. But yeah, I don't know that a president should, advertise Colgate or and he's.
Right.
I seen a commercial the other day he was in, so I always thought that was a no-no.
Yeah, and it should be a no-no, and I don't know why he's doing this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But as far as foreign policy, I mean, I kind of agree with that, what you're saying. But as far as foreign policy, I really don't believe he's pro-war. And it scares me because Netanyahu is. And I got this bad feeling that something is going to happen and it's going to drag us into a... Hopefully I'm wrong.
Right, I hope you are too. But there's also this, though. There's a company that wants to buy $20 million of Trump tokens so that he will change U.S.-Mexico trade deals.
Okay,
See,
so...
this is why he shouldn't be doing this crap. You could be influenced because this guy gave me $20 million. I'm gonna okay.
Look.
You know what I'm saying?
I like crypto, and there's no secret there.
It's not,
I know
that's nothing to do with it.
Okay, but
I'm not saying crypto's bad or anything like that.
I understand that.
Okay.
You're saying he's doing it for his own personal use.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little different as a president. But as far as him pushing Bitcoin and crypto, I'm all for that. And speaking of which, crypto again and Bitcoin's over 100,000, 103,000.
That's good.
Ethereum's finally moved. It's over 2,300, which is good. The market looks great. And what I really like, and you talked about it before, how when the market moves, crypto moves. The market's gone down and crypto's exploded, which is really good for crypto enthusiasts. This is great. It's great news. And like I said, there's a transition going on. They're getting rid of the old system and going into the new. I just hope it's good. The petrodollar looks like it's not going to be around. And they're making that transition over from the old fiat to the new system. And right now, crypto is kicking butt along with gold. Gold
Good
is
Lord.
still at 3,300.
Is it?
I think it's
see.
still at
Let me look it up.
3,300. And there's a reason why. Banks are hoarding it. Day X. When is Day X coming? Do you know?
Day X?
Yeah. You know about Day X, Tony?
I don't know what that is.
You know when it's coming?
3,300 right now. 3,343. Gold.
And silver?
That's insane.
And silver's what up it?
Silver's 33.
It's still at 33.
It's not really moving much.
No, that's
It goes
good.
up and down like 75 cents
you
here
said,
and there.
Silver's that's going to outperform gold, they say, in the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, we'll see.
It's a great price,
That's a good price to buy, that's for sure.
It's a good price to buy.
Speaking of that, that's just a little side note. There was a waiter at the Hard Rock Cafe in Munich, and so I don't know what happened, but Trump got brought up, and we're like, oh, we didn't really want to talk about it with other countries, especially a waiter.
Right.
But anyways,
right.
he goes,
You don't want to spit in your food.
all right, what he says to me, he goes, nothing to worry about. Your president will be gone in 3.5 years. He says, stocks are low, you should buy. That was his whole political. That was it.
I worry is who's going to come in next?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Ben Shapiro?
I hope not.
Well, I hope not either.
Oh my God! Talk about the devil.
I know, right? So, talk about the next 3 years is interesting because I think we've talked about it before too. That I feel as though, the Democrats are done. I don't know who they're going to bring back from the dead. Who the hell are they going to bring back from the dead?
I'm sorry. I thought you mean presidentially.
Yeah, presidentially.
Okay.
So I don't see. I mean, I know it's kind of a long way.
We've got
kind of, but you got a midterms coming up.
That's what I'm talking about. They're gonna surge here, and the Republicans will no longer have power in Congress.
But that's the same old crap.
I told you this. Yes, we know that. We've gone over this.
Yeah, I know.
This happens all the time. Obama had the Democratic Congress and blew that.
Right, and so did Bush.
Bush did.
He had a Republican, I should say. It was conservative.
Yeah.
The House, the Senate.
And then he blew it. Every
Executive
time.
Privileges.
This happens every time. And here's going to happen again.
And you know what? I say, and I still hold, I still believe what I say, that there's going to be an independent. I think there's going to be a charismatic. I'm not saying that he's going to be He's going to look like grassroots. He might start out grassroots.
I hope to God there's an independent.
There's going to be, I think, this
Please.
next election, you will probably see an independent become president.
You know what's unfortunate?
Because most people are tired of the two-party system.
Yes.
They know it's a one-party system.
Yes.
They know it's bullshit.
Yep. Now I remember when Ventura, the body,
Yeah, Jesse Ventura. Yes,
when he was elected.
I'm an independent.
I
I
had-
tell you right now, I'm not going to vote for those bastards. No way. I am an independent. Yes.
So-
I would put him in jail.
So when
That's Jesse Ventura.
when he was elected governor of Minnesota, I was so hopeful. I was like, yes, an independent. This guy is a straight shooter. He doesn't have a bias on either side. This is going to be fantastic. And look what happened.
I used to love Jesse Ventura, especially like in 2004, 2005, around 2008.
Well, neither party would let him do anything, really.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
They're
problem.
all corrupted. It's like the WWF, I'll tell you. I'll never vote again. Take it from me. But then he started endorsing the shots, and he really kind of got compromised towards the end. I don't even know where he's at right now, so I don't even know what to say about it.
I don't either.
But I remember his show Conspiracy Theory, which
yeah.
I loved in 2009.
What?
He had... Let me...
You love that?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me finish before I get mad. I'm governor. You're not.
My governor
Just
could beat up
listen.
your governor. That
Just
was
hold
awesome.
on- Just hold on a second, please. Okay, now, all right. I talked about it when Stacy was here, and how he had a show, and
Yeah.
you weren't here. You were
Yeah, I know. I watched
you were in
it.
Germany
I
getting
watched the show.
getting reamed.
Yeah.
I see you recovered pretty good. At least you're sitting.
And me and the wife had a great time.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
We did. I'm telling you, I highly recommend it.
Well, let me talk about.
Go ahead.
I
Yeah,
highly
go ahead.
recommend it. Maybe you can bring in some film and we can fall asleep or something. I don't
Oh, yeah, how about a slideshow?
Yeah, slideshow.
Remember
Does
those?
anybody still do that? Does anybody do a slideshow? What? Who the fuck does a slide?
Well, they don't have them anymore, but
No,
they have
don't.
slideshows on here. I could go.
Oh,
over-
right, you're right.
Yeah.
That's the 21st.
Right. This is the
of it.
version of it. Yeah. That's all.
But he had a lady on there who left the country in 2010. He brought her on his show. He even boarded one of those planes, the small planes. I can't remember where it was, but she said
What country did she move to?
I don't know. She wouldn't say.
Okay.
And she said, I got out of country. I got out of America because America's not America no more. Sometime in the near future, they're going to force vaccinate people. They're going to force people and give them shots. There's going to be a pandemic and all this crap. And whatever she said we're talking 10 years before this. And it was true. So, yeah, there are agendas, and there are insiders, and there are people, whistleblowers, who know this stuff. And that was scary. That was a great show, too. We're talking about Ventura. I don't know what happened to him. Is he even still alive? Yeah, I'm alive.
No, he's
Doing
alive.
pretty good.
He's got to be alive.
Right.
But no, I don't know. Who knows? He probably got in a fight with his producers, or who knows what happens with
I
him.
don't know. With politics is scary, man, because when you become influential and people start listening, that's when you get that call in the middle of the night.
Right.
Hello, this is Jesse Ventura.
He is.
Jesse, get out of the country. We're going to kill. Who knows? Maybe he's been targeted. You don't know.
I don't know. He's alive, and he is 73.
Is he
He'll
73?
be 74 in July.
Okay, all right. I used to see him all the time on InfoWars. He's not on there no more. I used to see him on RT, Russia Today.
I never saw him on InfoWars.
I'm talking back in 2007. That's because you don't watch InfoWars.
That's right.
You watch NPR.
No, I don't watch
Hi.
NPR.
This is NPR.
Okay.
And we are so liberal.
They're
It's
hilarious.
disgusting.
They're hilarious.
Hi, Muffy.
You
we
guys,
are yuppies.
you crack me up, man.
That's right. We're going to talk about the Trump administration. Forget
immediate-
about what the Biden administration.
When
did
I don't
with the
watch
shots
one
on
of those
vaccine.
shows, you immediately go to some left wing crap that I don't watch either.
You are so far left that you met yourself on the other side, buddy.
I am not so far left. No.
I'm just kidding. No, you're not that bad. You're not that bad. But not
There's certain
yet.
things.
I don't know, but you were in Germany a few weeks.
That
so,
was
I
to
know,
the
they're
right.
pretty socialist.
That was to the right.
Well, it's so far over to the right that they met themselves on the other side.
No, what I mean is because I traveled east.
Yeah,
so
of
it's
course.
right on the map.
Right to the east, my brother, to the east. Right, I know.
Yeah.
You had fun there. though.
I did have fun
That's
there.
good. Yeah. And we were gone 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was nice not to think about politics or anything like that. Here's the unfortunate part: they give you a TV. Right? Everything's in German.
Of course.
So I'm watching The Big Bang Theory in German.
No, No closed caption
Nope.
there for the hearing impaired?
Yeah, but that's in German.
Is that
Because you know why? We're
Why?
in Germany.
No kidding.
Well, and then so they had two English-speaking stations. They were both news. One was CNN, BBC, and the other one was a French news
Okay,
outlet.
okay.
And I just couldn't take it.
I was going to ask you about German politics. I mean, did you like watch what you know? 'Cause everywhere you go, I mean, they're bitching about it's the left, the right, the conservatives, the liberals. I'm
Same
sure
thing
it's
over there.
the same
It's the
bullshit.
same crap.
It's the same crap.
It is. I mean, and they go back and forth.
Right.
You know, and they had some good leaders, I think. Helmut Kohl wasn't bad. Oh, and it was West Germany.
At the time.
Yeah, at the time.
You're talking
that's-
back when you were
when we were in the
during the
80s.
Cold War.
Yeah. But I mean, and then there was somebody else. I can't remember her name.
Where is your visa?
Right. And then the one woman that was just there, Merkel, is that her name?
Merkel.
Merkel.
Yeah.
She came from East Germany.
Okay.
East Berlin, when the wall came down. That's how, and then she went to school and then she ascended to the
Okay.
presidency.
She ascended into heaven with Moses.
Yeah. No, Moses. I don't think Moses ascended.
I thought Moses never died. What are you talking about?
No, he died.
No, Moses didn't die. He ascended into heaven, I thought.
No, he died. He wasn't allowed to go into.
I didn't read it in the obituary. What are you talking about?
He wasn't allowed to go into the promised land. That was his. That was the rub with him.
Moses.
Yeah.
Let my people go. I didn't know that. I thought he didn't die and he actually went to
No, he died. He died. What's his name?
Yul Brenner.
Elijah. Elijah didn't die.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
All right, well, that's another show, and there's some other people that'd like to hear about that.
I would love to have a show like
well,
that. We need
I would be the
we need some
moderator.
of our Christian friends over
I
here.
don't know about that because I'm an atheist.
We
And
need-
so's Jesse Ventura.
I would love to
Jesse
have.
Ventura.
I would love to have some of our Christian friends come on here
I
so
know.
we can have a friendly debate.
I
by
meant
the
Jesse
way.
Ventura
We do
as
not
an
want.
atheist.
I
I
don't
just
want to
wanted
break.
to-
I don't want to turn it into Piper's Pit or anything
Yeah,
like that.
that's
But-
you got the right person for that, buddy.
I think we would have a heated debate though.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
kind of like we do. So
Yeah,
then-
I think it would be fun.
so
I think it would be good.
So then we can get kicked out of the studio.
Well,
Because
yeah.
the neighbors do not like
They
us.
don't
We're
like
so
us.
fucking loud.
Yeah,
man.
we're
I
too
swear.
loud.
We're not.
That's why we're kind of tame today.
We are. Well, we got warning notices all over the place.
I know.
Please do not yell and scream.
1, 2.
1, 2, 3. They're all over the place. Please do not yell and scream. A handicapped kid in area, you know.
Yeah.
So, what else you want to talk about? A whole bunch of stuff going on, but we don't even know.
Yeah, probably not. This new American Pope we have.
Pope Pervert is his name.
Pre-
I mean, what a name for a pope, right? Pope
what is-
Pervert.
what is his
I mean,
name?
somebody's got a sense of humor.
I know, man.
We want to call you Pope Pervert.
Pope Leo the 14th. His real name was let me see. Good Lord.
What's his real name? John Smith? Or is it Pat Summerall? Hi, I'm Pat Summerall. I'm the new Pope.
I don't know.
True Value Hardware.
It's like Prevost or Precept or Prevert. I don't know. Here's the thing on that, and I got nothing against Catholics. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of the things that have happened in the Catholic Church or is going on now. However, they have a huge pedophile problem. Okay,
And this guy I hear was covering up some big ones.
this Pope,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did read an article when he was elected or appointed, I should say, because they are
Appointed
bureaucrats.
cardinal?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean when he was appointed Pope.
Yesterday.
Yeah, and I read an article saying that he was a part of a major cover-up of a lot of the pedophiles you're talking about. You know, they hide them. They take them and they ship them to another location.
Yeah. They pay off the family and then they ship them off, which is ridiculous and unethical and just horrible, and horribly wrong. I was just going to say before you said that, well, I hope this Pope does something.
It's not.
We're good. Yeah. I hope this Pope does something about that. But then you just told me that, so
No.
there goes that.
Right. Yeah.
For some reason, they just don't want to do the right thing with these people. These people are sick. They need help. They don't need to be shipped off to another place. They need to be either go to a mental hospital, jail, or whatever.
Or San Francisco.
Well-
I mean, come on. Well, no,
I'm just saying.
we're serious.
This is
We're
a
serious.
huge problem.
There's been a serious problem
If
in
I
the
was-
Catholic Church,
if
and
I
they've been covering it up for years.
Right. Now, if I was Catholic, and I was, and I left it a long time ago, but if I was Catholic now and I was in the church, I would be like this. I would say, hey, fix this,
Right.
and I'm going to stop giving you my money. I'm going to stop tithing to you until you fix it. So, I mean, so the Catholic people that go to church, the regular everyday people, they have the power. They have the power to stop this. They stop giving their money. The Vatican will flip a wig.
Of course, anytime I mean, look, if you want to stop something, quit funding it. We've
Right,
talked
exactly.
many times on our show.
Exactly.
We don't know how to stop terrorism. Well, you
yeah,
cut off
you
the
do.
money supply.
Right.
Sure you do.
Yeah.
Sure you do.
And this is the same
excuse.
thing. I don't understand how. This is what I get from. I've asked some of my Catholic friends, hey, how can you give your money and this is going on? Well, my priest isn't doing it. Okay, that's great. I'm glad he's not. But however, your money goes to the Vatican.
I went to, of course, I'm Greek Orthodox. I'm not Catholic
Right.
either.
Right.
Well, you're not now, but I went to Catholic schools for a minute. And I went to Wyandotte Catholic, and there was always rumors, you hear rumors. I can't even remember the priest's name, but I'm not gonna.
Well, we don't need to do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. But I've always heard rumors about. I didn't know how true they were. I was a kid back then, but apparently this has been a problem for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it goes to the highest echelons, right?
Right.
I mean,
yeah. And so that's all I'm asking.
but
Why
then-
not clean your house?
but then again, but we know that there's something evil that controls these institutions, Dean. Yeah. We know.
So-
and the Catholic Church isn't immune to it, and it was one of the most powerful institutions in the whole world.
Yep.
It's got its own bank.
I know it. So I went to Salzburg, Austria, because I wanted to see where Mozart was born, and that place is very, very Catholic. They have 72 Catholic churches.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Austria?
Austria. No, Salzburg,
Okay.
the city. 72 Catholic churches.
In Austria. You said you were in Austria.
In the city of Salzburg, in the country of Austria.
Yes, I know.
72
That's what I meant.
Catholic churches in one city. This is not a very big city, by the
Wow,
way.
that's huge.
That's insane.
It sounds like Wyandotte for bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Wyandotte got the most bars per capita or
Yeah, it's
something,
insane.
and the most churches too. So there you go. They must be Irish Catholic.
Oh, yeah, in Wyandotte? Oh,
No, they're actually Polish.
Polish.
Sorry,
But
Tony.
at any rate, we went into quite a few of the churches that were in our particular area. They all look the same on the inside. Extremely opulent, a lot of gold, these beautiful frescoes, these great pictures, paintings of
Right.
Christ and others and the saints. They hold St. Peter in such esteem over there.
Right.
But I mean, it's just like, what do you spent all this money on this? It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. Like I said, they're gorgeous.
Right.
But it's like, again and again. That church has one, that church.
Right,
And it's
right.
funny because these Catholic churches, they try to outdo each other then.
Well,
And it's like, really? Why don't you try and outdo each other by feeding the poor?
yeah, right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's
Let's not talk
Let's
crazy.
do some really good here.
Everything's for show.
Okay, like the mega churches here. I don't mean to pick on just the Catholics. The mega churches here too. They're always like, oh, we want to be a force in the community. We want to be a positive force in the community. Okay, why don't you pay your taxes? Why don't you pay taxes?
Yeah, right.
Well, no,
There
they're
you
not
go.
going to do that. That's crazy talk.
Even Obama didn't touch that one.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
The churches don't pay taxes.
These
They've been
mega
exempt.
churches are making money
And-
hand over
And
fist.
all religious. I think if you're a Muslim or you're a Jew or you're a Jehovah Witness, they don't pay taxes. Whatever.
Well,
it
no,
is.
they don't have
all
to.
religious institutions are exempt, I should say,
Right.
from taxes.
Right. So
that's pretty
Now,
universal.
I know there's some churches that do quite a bit for the community, but I'm just saying these bigger churches, these mega churches, they could pay their taxes and still do stuff in the community and still have money left over. So it's just like, what are you guys doing? I mean, are you not reading the book that you're peddling?
Oh, they don't practice what they preach?
Yeah.
No.
I think that might be happening in some
Maybe.
cases. I'm not gonna blanket it and say they're all doing it because I don't have any proof of that. I don't know that they're doing that, but
The Holy Roman Empire.
Yeah.
It became the Vatican.
right. Right.
It's not holy, really.
No.
I mean, look at the history of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of death and destruction
I mean, there
for a
is,
church.
but I know.
I'm sending you to heaven.
Back in the day, if you were Catholic, you could buy your way into heaven.
You could still do that.
Yeah, right.
I'm not kidding. My uncle did that.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah,
Right.
He went because he had some
So
gay
you could buy
children.
your way into heaven.
Yeah.
That
They'll
I
take your
killed
money.
1,000 people. Can I buy my way into heaven now?
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Oh wow.
It's just sad.
That's crazy.
It's sad. It's sad that they're doing it, and it's sad that these people believe it. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's
And
just-
there are gullible people, man. I
Yeah.
cannot believe how many people sit there and not only worship the Pope, but what about the royal family? Me and my mom got into
Oh,
it
yeah.
big time because she's a advocate of the royal. The royals in Greece. Oh my God! How do they make their money?
By
I don't know.
Stepping
They
on
don't.
the-
They don't go to Fords and punch in and work overtime.
by
No,
stepping
how do
on
they
the
make their
backs,
money?
stepping on the backs of the peasants. The same thing with billionaires.
Exactly.
They don't become billionaires because they're nice people.
Well, let's talk about one evil group right now. We're going to talk about the royals, okay? The royalty. How did they become rich? How did they become rich? They take taxes from.
They took taxes.
from peasants, from us.
Right.
So what happened in England? Was it 10 years ago? King Charles's wife Kamala. What's her name?
Camilla.
Kamala. I can't remember.
Kamala.
Okay.
He wishes.
Yeah. You just messed up with the other name for crying out loud.
I know, but it's,
laugh
funny.
at
It's
me,
still
but-
funny.
What? I don't know the royals too much, but I know when somebody steals.
Camilla
I know
Bowles.
when, yeah. Okay, all right. Her daughter, okay, was. Can you believe she was taking taxpayer dollars?
What?
And using them to buy homes.
You're making
and
that
taking
up.
lavishing trips and staying at like 5-star hotels.
You are so-
And they were outraged. But you think she's the only one that does this? So she was the scapegoat for that.
She was the scapegoat for that.
So remember, this happened about 5 or
Yes,
10 years
yeah,
ago.
I
And I
remember that
told my
story tonight.
Mom, this constantly happens to the royals. Why do you think they kicked the royals out of Greece, the royal family? They kicked them out.
They kicked them out of a lot of places.
I know, here in this country.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in my blood, man.
Right?
Right. I
Yeah.
don't really care. Look, you talk about the Vatican, we talk about
The Germans kicked their royalty out?
I know, and you know they were aligned with Hitler.
Oh, yeah.
The European royalty, Western industry gave money to Hitler.
And
so
the
did
Catholic,
the Zionists.
and the Catholic Church.
So did the Bank of New York. Right. So did the Bank of New York. We
the
know
Bank of New
that.
York. Oh, Henry Ford.
Of course.
Heinrich Ford is what Hitler referred to him as,
Right.
and had his picture up in his office in Munich, by the way.
Well, I know a lot of that. Lucky Lindy was a big
Oh,
time.
yeah, there's another one.
Nazi supporter. I mean, there were
sympathizer.
so many of them. Even the Zionists. The Zionists gave money to. If it wasn't for Hitler, they wouldn't have a country.
That's true.
So
That's true. Well,
that's twisted.
but here's
It's
the thing.
twisted.
But here's the
Oh,
thing.
we
on
talked
that.
about that on here.
Zionists, though, they want Jerusalem. That's what they want. They
Zionists want a lot of the Middle
They
East.
may not even care about if it's called Israel or not.
They've also taken a portion of Syria now, and there's a rift between the Turks and the Israelis inside of Syria because they're starting to fight over things.
Yeah, they don't. They never liked each other anyway.
Well, they make strange bedfellow. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that saying? They make
Yeah.
strange
bedfellows.
Yeah. And that's Israel and Turkey, and which is a lot of Middle Eastern countries don't like either of those two countries. But nevertheless, Israel has occupied the Golan Heights.
Right.
In 50 years, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, the Golan Heights is a part of Israel. No, it's not. They're already occupying it. That's how it starts out.
But they're going to occupy everything. They're going to
Of
take it as long as they're allowed to. As long as nobody says anything.
And that's something.
And nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's
saying anything about the Gaza Strip.
More,
Look at how all roads lead to the Middle East.
you better believe that. I was going to say that. We just did full circle. Talked about the royal family, talked
Again.
about the Vatican. Now we're back in
Here's the funny
Bethlehem.
part: the royal family. They're Germans.
Yeah, I know they are. They're not even English.
They're Habsburgs.
I know they are. They're inbreded, for crying out
Well,
loud.
that probably got something going on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me at all. This is. Yeah, I don't understand it. Who's the other princess? Elizabeth's sister. What's her name?
Oh,
Is
my
it
goodness.
Caroline?
Caroline Kennedy. I don't know Caroline.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she's totally against Kamala, Camilla Bowles.
Camilla. That was the difference.
She said
Same
that
crap.
she said that she took money from the taxpayers.
They all do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the funny part about it is you got other royals pointing a finger at her. when they did the same thing.
Right, I know. They all do the same thing, but you know what? I mean, they're not as popular as they once were.
No, they're not.
Feudalism isn't a good thing.
No,
You know,
it's
but
not.
we're going down that road now,
Okay.
but we're being controlled by the technocrats who control us through technology.
Yeah.
That's their
That's that's
other
coming.
authoritarians. What's that?
That's coming, and that's scary
Yeah, I know.
because
right.
they can actually. I mean, they can get through you right here,
Of course. I mean,
No
geez.
problem.
Oh, right.
unless you keep an old phone.
Yeah, like what, a rotary?
Kirk Enterprise.
Yeah. You should like get smart. You take your shoe off and
There
make
you
a
go.
call.
Yeah, get smart.
So yeah.
All right,
So
what do you
that's
think?
basically
I
it.
think we're good.
Yes.
We got next week. We're gonna have to figure stuff out. So
Yeah, we might do a Thursday show.
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, before Friday because you're busy Friday meeting with Pope Pervert.
No,
And Jesse Ventura will be live.
I'm
here
pretty
next
sure
Friday.
that
Hold on, I'm talking.
I'm pretty sure-
The governor will be here talking about Pope Pervert.
I'm pretty sure that the Pope does not want to have an audience with me.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, but we'll definitely. I'm telling you, man, India and Pakistan, watch out.
Yeah, that's sad.
Because
it's just sad.
I think that is going to be pretty bad. Asshole of the week.
I don't have one really. I mean, I could say one, but
Asshole of the week. Well, I mean, you could say one. Go ahead, because I have
Well-
I have my asshole of the week. Is
you know what? Mine's a perpetual asshole of the week. It would be Trump. So
Jesus Christ, you keep talking
That's
about
what I'm
Trump
saying.
asshole of the week. I could keep bringing up Netanyahu's asshole.
that
of the
doesn't.
week, too.
I had
maybe
him.
I should.
He was my first asshole of the
I
week.
know, I
Netanyahu.
know. Boy, you really love pounding on Trump, don't you?
No, I wish he'd go away so I wouldn't have to.
and what's going to happen? Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah, I know it. That's the problem. The
And
devil,
you'll
you know.
be you'll be sitting here bitching about somebody else.
Yes.
My asshole of the week, though, definitely. I guess I got to go back to the fucking Zionists, man, because the Zionism and the takeover of our country. We don't focus. A lot of people, like you said, don't pay attention to what's really going on. This, to me, is more serious. Zionism is more of a threat to any Arab country in the Middle East. I really, truly believe. And this law here, and these, and my asshole of the week is the neocons, because they're the ones behind this, and I know these bastards are the ones that come up with this law to criminalize anybody who talks against Israel.
Do we know exactly who brought that law up?
It's
for
the
Congress?
neocons.
Well,
I can't remember
No, I
exactly.
want a specific name. I was wondering if there's a certain senator or a certain congressman.
I looked it up,
congressperson.
and I couldn't find exactly who the person responsible is, and they're trying to hide this person or what. But they proposed this, okay, and they brought this up to Congress. Now, I don't know if they voted on it yet, or it's something that they wrote. But yeah, you're an asshole, just like the asshole mayor of which city was it in California, where he shut down the
yeah.
movie theater in the city.
No, that was in Florida.
Or in Florida. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it was Miami. Actually,
Yeah,
it was Miami.
Miami,
He shut down the city just because they were showing a movie he didn't like.
Right.
Right. So this goes along. Where are they going to stop? Yeah, that's my asshole of the week.
Yeah.
Congress.
Yeah.
The people that are trying to write this law. Please, we have this thing called due process. And you know, I would like to know somebody who's all for this. Does anybody anybody out there that would be for
Well, we're gonna find
a
out.
law being passed that you can't criticize a country? Because then what's the next step?
We can't criticize Canada.
We can't criticize
Mexico?
America? What, are we all going to
Right.
go to jail?
Right.
You can't criticize war? Can't criticize local government? Where does
Right.
it stop?
Right, exactly. This is ridiculous.
So yeah, that's my asshole of the week.
That's
The
a good asshole of
neocons
the week.
who wrote this bill.
Right.
Or it's not a bill yet, or it's whatever, a suggestion, whatever it is.
He's only a bill. And he's sitting there. On
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill. And fuck your mom on top of Capitol Hill.
Gross. Alrighty.
All right.
I'm good.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
I know
very
you're
much,
good.
yes.
Right. I see you recovered very well. You're sitting.
Yep.
Your time at gay camp has paid off.
Gay camp.
As Jesse would say, I know you had a good time.
That's right.
Good night from the governor.
All right. Thanks again.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Right.
See you soon.